Okay, hello, welcome to day 3 of our Feel Alive challenge. Let's just hold on a second while we wait for people to join us. I have been calling this like the Lazy Gals challenge because it's comfy. I hope you're wearing comfy clothes. It is simple, just show up. There's no like Zoom links needed. There's no sign up needed. And I'm just so happy to be seeing folks showing up right now. Yay. Hello, my friends. Oh, so good to see you all. Awesome. Okay, let's begin with day 3. Again, this is a Lazy Gals challenge. If you have been joining me, I hope you've been really comfy, and I hope today you're especially comfy. So today we're going to be doing a pelvic massage, an external pelvic massage. Totally PG, everybody. And we're also going to be doing a womb lift. And if you are a male who's watching, you're welcome to be continuing to watch and join in. You'll still be getting the lift sensation with your pelvic organs. So I'm so excited today because we're really just going to dive right into bringing our hands to our bodies. So our soma. Every time I say body, just replace it with soma. And touch is a really big and an important and powerful somatic practice. So if you're just joining me for the first time, then let me know in the little chat, say new. And if you have been joining me like for 1 time or 2 times, or if you're on day 3 and you've joined me every day, write that in the chat too. I want to see who's here, who's been consistent. And of course, this is live on Instagram right now. If you're watching later on YouTube where I'm posting the replays, you can't chat it in. But hey, you could leave it in the comments on YouTube where I post the replays. So let me know. I see Allie Oxenfree. Love that name. She's new, or they're new. Yes, new. Amazing. Anybody else who's new, who's joined me for 1 day, 2 days, who's joined me for all 3 days? Ooh! Time Bin 52 has joined me for all 3 days. Amazing. Thank you for coming back again and again. It's so nice to see you. And oh, good. And Chateau Pixie has been all along with you 3 days now. Awesome. Sipsy So Eco is new. And Cece Abby is first day I've been able to join, but she's watched the replays. Susan saw the replay and only missed yesterday. Brown Recluse all days. Amazing. Thank you. It gives me so much energy and purpose to know that y'all are with me. Okay, so also I want you to know that this kind of work is sometimes a little different for some people. This kind of slowing down work, this stuff with our body, is sometimes a little bit different, a little bit new, and a little bit uncomfortable or awkward or like weird for some people. And I totally get that. Most of us have been trained to really not focus so much on our bodies and focus on following other people's advice or following specific instructions, or, really outward focused. And this is asking you to be inward focused, which can sometimes feel hard. And again, the slowing down can sometimes feel hard, and it takes consistency. And yesterday I talked about it being a devotional practice, thinking of this like a devotional practice for yourself. And the consistency and dropping in with yourself, your body, your soma regularly will help make it a lot more comfortable and a lot easier over time. And it's really going to improve your stress levels, your mental and emotional health, your inner and outer strength. And all of that feeds into your pelvic health. So really and truly, this helps your pelvic health. And I actually just got a message from one of you who's been watching the challenge, and she said she's finally starting to be able to feel her body. And I'm like, yes! So that's all for you today too. So I want you to know that today we're doing this massage practice. And so you might want to have some kind of natural oil handy, some lovely, simple massage oil, or even, go to your kitchen cupboard and get some olive oil. It totally works. Avocado oil, olive oil, whatever you want to use. Or I happen to have this amazing rose hip oil, wild crafted by my friend, wild unfurling Amanda Carson. at Wild Unfurling on Instagram. Follow her. She's amazing. So I have my rosehip oil. If you want to have oil handy, you can. You may not need it, but it's kind of nice to have just in case. And you're gonna wanna have a place where you can like lean, kind of recline just a little bit is really ideal. So kind of get yourself set up and use the bathroom if you haven't. So empty your bladder. And maybe, you know what? We're not on Zoom, we're not live, I can't see you. So take the phone into the bathroom with you when you empty your bladder, because I have something really, really important to share as you're getting your tools, as you're getting your oil, as you're emptying your bladder. And that is that my new membership, The Collective, is open today. It is open, and I want you to join me. It is all about this somatic work that we are doing in this challenge. We have movement-based practices that you don't even have to move to have a somatic experience, but I do offer this movement journey every month with this custom curated playlist. It's so good. It is so good. It's gonna get you into your body, into the stuck tension and energy and emotion that you're holding in your hips, in your pelvic floor, in your body. And it helps you see it and work with it, love it, maybe even release it, let it go. So we do that. We do somatic stress release sessions. We have this incredible community. And I wanted to share, well, first of all, how you can check it out is just go to briannegrogan.com/collective. And it's open. Before it was waitlist only. And just a few, a small handful were in it, people who joined my academy program. But now I'm opening the doors to everyone. So there's no more wait list. You can just jump in, okay? So I want to read you one thing before we go to our massage. And this is from Cassandra, a member of the collective. And she just wrote this morning in the community chat when I posted something about, we might have some new members joining. And Cassandra said, super excited for new members to join. I know they will find this group as healing and supportive as I did when I first joined. So these are the type of people who are waiting for you. Like, we're waiting for you. If you're not into this kind of work, if you're not into somatics, then you're gonna hate it. So please don't join. But if you're like, this is really intriguing. I haven't ever really slowed down in my body. I haven't really ever thought about my body. I've wanted to disconnect from my body, but I know there's so much magic and juice inside of here for me. If you're curious, you don't have to be, good at somatics. That's not even a thing. We're all good at somatics. We have bodies. You don't have to be a pro at anything. You can be brand new. You can just be somatic curious. You can be pelvic health curious. And really fit in. So briannegrogan.com/collective. It might be confusing because I have two websites, vibrantpelvichealth.com and briannegrogan.com. I know, mind blowing. Vibrant has my foundational programs, Lift and Overcome, amazing programs. briannegrogan.com has my more mind, body, somatic programs, the newer stuff. So briannegrogan.com/collective. Okay, let's get to the massage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the massage. I'm gonna show you the massage and the womb lift technique, and you are welcome and encouraged to kind of follow along with me as I'm describing it. And then, because when I describe it, I'm gonna give you some education and kind of the why behind why we're doing it. So it's gonna take, not too long, but maybe a little longer than actually just going through the massage quietly and in a more calm manner where you're just really doing it with me. And I'm not teaching you, we're just doing it. So I'm gonna teach you, please follow along with me as you wish. And then I will do less teaching and a lot less talking, and we'll just do it together, okay? So hopefully you've emptied your bladder. Hopefully you have your massage oil. Again, just olive oil from your kitchen cupboard works. And I want you to bring your attention to the fact that you have bones inside of your body. And I always laugh when I say this because I'm like, yeah, I know that's not really mind-blowing. We talked about this yesterday, and I brought out my little skeleton poster yesterday. But we all know that we have a skeleton, but I think it can really be mind-blowing, truly, when you realize that that's not just a skeleton. It's not just a collection of dead, dry bones. It's your skeleton. It's your bones. And they're inside of you right now. And they're alive tissues. They're not dead, dry things that are just sort of there to hold up your muscles. They're alive tissues. And it's your skeleton. It's your set of bones, your tissues, your organs living inside of your body. So this is of course, your pelvic bones. And these are the organs that are living inside of you. Now, of course, depending on your gender, we have different organs. But here we have our rectum in the back, we have our uterus, we have our bladder in the front. These are our pelvic organs for a female. And I want you to really have these organs in your sensory awareness as we do this practice. Have your bones, the inside of your bones. That can really help you get into your body, into your soma, is thinking of the inside of your bones. So just take a big inhale, close your eyes, and a nice long exhale. If you want, you can rub your hands together and do the cave that we've been doing on days 1 to 2. I'm not going to do that today, but you're welcome to. Just take another deep breath in and out, closing your eyes or the cave, and feel into the inside of your skeleton, the inside of your bones, and bring your attention and your awareness as you breathe deeper and slower, and bring your attention and awareness down into your pelvis. So breathing down into the inside of your pelvic bones. And if you want to open your eyes now, I have my pelvis up on the screen. And this right here is what we're working with today. And so what I'm going to have you do is really just know a couple landmarks. When I say holding our hip bones, I'm actually talking about these ilium bones, these wing bones up here. So our actual hips are these joints. It's the joint down here. That's your hip. But when I say hold your hip bones, I'm just meaning putting your hands up here, which is typically what we do when we say put your hands on your hips. That's your hip bones. When I mention the pubic bone, it's right here in the front. When I mention your sacrum, it's this bone back here in the back. It's the bottom of your spine. This is your sacrum. So here you have your lumbar spine moving into your sacrum and your little tailbone, okay? But we're gonna be here. So just to orient you, that's what we're gonna be working with. So hopefully you're kind of feeling that space down in your body with your pelvic organs inside. And again, you're welcome to follow along, but I'm just gonna rub my hands together, and the whole time we're gonna be really having soft hands. So I want you to not be pokey on your body. It's very soft on your body. And my mentor, one of my mentors who really taught me this specific pattern for pelvic massage is named Brianne Grogan. She is the founder of Origin Pelvic Care, and she speaks of it as prayerful touch or devotional touch. If you don't like the word prayer or prayerful, that's okay. Substitute devotional. But the idea is it's not a hard kind of doing something from the outside touch. It's a touch that's devotional, reverent to the body, and it's a touch that really allows you to listen with your heart and feel with your hands what's going on inside. So keep that in mind as we're working together. So I'm gonna move my thing so that you can see me. And right now I'm just sitting on a little a bolster. So hopefully you can see me and still hear me. And I'm just gonna take things off so that you can see a little bit more. And I'm also gonna roll my pants down so that you can see more. But I'm not gonna, like I said, this is PG, so I'm not going down too low. But you're gonna wanna do this if you're open to it on skin. So you could do it over the top of your clothes, but it's not gonna get quite the same effects. So we're gonna begin, and by the way, if you wanna do this just with underwear on or your birthday suit on, that's totally okay too, but obviously I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna begin with our prayerful hands, our warm hands, with a hip bone hold. I'm not gonna take as long as we will when we do it together, but we're gonna be here for 3 to 5 breaths. So just holding your hip bones, maybe closing your eyes and dropping into this part of the body. Then we're gonna move into a sacrum bone hold. So our sacrum, I already showed you that it's in the back, but you're gonna bring your hands back behind you if you can reach. And if you don't get all the way to the sacrum because you don't have the flexibility, that's okay. But just get as far back as you can. Your fingertips are gonna be pointed back like this. And you're just gonna do little, let's see if I can get a better position here. You're just gonna do little circles like this. On the back of your sacrum. So hopefully you could see that. I don't know if you can hear me when I turn around. So you're doing little circles, maybe 5 times. That's a really lovely number. 5 circles on the sacrum. So you know that bone with all of those little holes that all these nerves go through. There's a lot of connective tissue, a lot of fibers, and a lot of muscles that are hooking into these various bones. So just think you're going in your, all over your sacrum is what we're going for, little circles. Then we're gonna do a pubic bone hold. So we're gonna bring our hands onto the pubic bone in the front and simply be still. So just gently cupping over the pubic bone. And I'll show it to you again, right here. This is a joint right here called the pubic symphysis. We're just placing our hands over both the right and the left pubic bone. One hand on top of the other, and just breathing 3 to 5 breaths. Again, remembering that our bones are living tissue, and these bones, when we remember that we have bones, we can really allow our muscles to kind of relax. They don't have to be so tense and tight and rigid. Our bones have us too. It's not, the muscles don't have to act like bones. So we can really relax our muscles and our body more when we remember the powerful support and living life force of these bones that we have. So then after that, we're gonna move to the low belly. So the area between your belly button and the top of your pubic bone. That area there, you're just gonna move over that space in little circles. It doesn't really matter what direction. We're doing this just to warm the belly, warm the area, bring blood flow to the area where your pelvic organs live. And I'll show you again the way they live. So your bladder is pretty much behind your pubic bone, okay? You can see that? The bladder is pretty much behind your pubic bone. And then the uterus kind of sits on top of that. Now, some people have a tilted uterus, and we're not getting into that today, but no matter what, you're still accessing this area of where the uterus sits. Okay, so it's right about there. Our rectum is behind that. If you don't have a uterus because of hysterectomy, or maybe you don't have a uterus because that's not your anatomy, then that's okay. Just know that there's still so many organs living in here. And if you had a hysterectomy and the uterus was removed, you still have the energy of that organ still living there. It's still in you. This space is still a powerful space in your body. So don't neglect it. And just know that no matter what, there's tons of tissues, fascia, ligaments, organs, and then of course you have your digestive tract that's in this general space as well. So you have a lot going on in this lower belly area. So warming that space with our little belly circles. Then one side at a time, and you can tune in and pick the side that you want to start with. There's no rules here. We're gonna do a little lift. It's kind of a warming and blood flow enhancing lift. You're gonna start right here at your, the hip spike, the little hip spike. It's actually called the anterior superior iliac spine, but we'll just call it a hip spike. It's that little pointy place in the front of your pelvis. And you're gonna be basically traveling from here along what's called the inguinal ligament, but don't worry about that. It's a piece of connective tissue that goes from here, this little hip spike, to here. So just think of going from that top hip spike down toward your pubic bone and then up. So you'll use both hands. And I like to use kind of like a karate chop situation with my hand, where I start and I slide down toward my pubic bone and then lift straight up toward the belly button. So sliding down and then lifting straight up. Sliding down karate chop style and then lifting straight up. So we'll do 3 to 5 times on each side. Then, after that, so again, you're like scooping the inside of your hip and then straight up toward your belly button each side, 3 times each side. Then we're gonna do the actual, like what I feel is the best womb lift. This is where you're really going to be feeling, this is sensing into the connection between everything from pelvis to rib cage. So you are going to use both hands at the same time, down low, with my fingertips are down toward my pubic bone, and you are going to lift up, up, up toward the bottom of your rib cage. And I want you to feel, a lot of this is more of a sensing kind of energetic thing. If you're really pragmatic and you're really like, Brie, nothing, like this couldn't actually lift my womb. I'm not trying to tell you that this is going to reverse your uterine prolapse if you have uterine prolapse. I'm not saying that. But I want you to feel the sense of lift, energetic lift, and literal tissue lift. There is some tissue lift, some amount of lift, because everything is connected. We're not just a bunch of floating body parts. Our organs, our bladder, our uterus, if you have a uterus, your rectum, everything is supported and connected in your pelvic space by connective tissue, by fascia that covers and surrounds everything and hooks in all around, which hooks in all the way up to your breathing diaphragm. So pelvic floor, there's fascial connections that go all the way up to your breathing diaphragm and this upper area right here. Now, people have learned this and talked about this for all time. Fascia seems to become more known, in recent years. But we've always known about the thoracolumbar fascia, which is shown, let's see. This is so funny. This is a picture of the back of a person. It's this strong fascia in the back from pelvis to rib cage, okay? But the thing is, this picture only shows, this classic picture of a skeleton only shows this one section of fascia that's more superficial in the back. We have fascia all around. We have fascia in the front. We have fascia inside of our pelvic area and our abdominal area. We have fascia connecting everything. So when you lift and when you use your hands, this is where you'll want a little bit of grip. You might want a little bit of slip with your oil, but maybe you don't need oil at all because you'll want a little bit of grip so that you can really feel your skin. It's like you're almost pulling your skin up along with your hands all the way up to the bottom ribs. And it's lifting, lifting, lifting all the way around. You'll feel that all the way through your abdominal area if you really are present and sunk into your body, okay? So try to make this time about you. It's your daily devotion, somatic practice for you to help you feel alive on the inside of your body. This is such a beautiful treat and gift. And it really reminds you that no matter what happens, no matter if you're having a fight with a loved one, or if you feel like you don't have any friends, or you feel like you're lonely, or you feel like whatever, you belong. You belong to you. You belong to yourself. And what a beautiful feeling. You have this living skeleton inside of you. You have these living tissues inside of you. And yeah, our bodies might feel like they're failing us sometimes, but they're always working for us. We belong to our bodies. We belong. We have these beautiful structures inside of us, so let's take care of them. So if you're ready to join me for real, then let's do it. Like I said, that was more of like the talking and the explanation. If you're just joining me right now, then you'll probably want to, I don't know, you can follow along, or you might want to wait and watch the replay to get the instructions, but we're going to do it. I'm going to provide minimal instructions, but I will guide you vocally through the steps, okay? So I'm actually going to change myself up so that I'm kind of leaning back a little bit. Don't mind my weird, like, moving around my space. Okay, so I'm setting my bolster up so it's a little bit on the diagonal. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like it's kind of diagonal. So the bottom is a little bit more farther out and this is up against the wall. You don't have to do that by any means, but it just is really comfy. And if you have your oil handy, if you're gonna need it, then you can have that available. And so why I'm doing this is so I can show you, Healthy Veg Coach has the same trampoline. It's such a good one. And what about those rainbows, right? Love them. Okay, so I'm just showing you this setup that I have because what is about I'm not sure. This question from Time Bin 52, what is about fatty girl? I'm not sure what the question means. When is it hard to find the bone? Is it early to follow you? If you have extra weight on your body, and it's hard to find the bone, don't worry about it. Just do your best to find the landmarks that I'm talking about. Do your best to follow along. If you can't feel the bone, totally okay. Just do your best and know you're doing good just by touching your body. So we started on day 1 with tapping it alive just to kind of get used to touching our bodies. So if you want to do that, if you're like, I don't touch my body, like this feels weird to me, you can start by doing that. You can start just by watching. If this feels awkward and uncomfortable right now, then take your time, do it another time. But it can be really helpful to touch our own bodies more often. It gives us ownership. It gives us a remembrance of our soma. And that's what this challenge is all about. So rub your hands together just to warm your hands. You probably don't want massage oil on right now. Just rub them together. And let's begin to really get into our soft hands by just moving your hands in any way that feels good. I go to something called ecstatic dance every week. It's a big dance party where no one talks and you just do your own thing and it's amazing. And last night I did a whole dance, a whole song, just moving my hands to the music. It was so cool. So take a minute just to let your hands feel as if they're moving through water. Feel like you're moving your hands through water just to get the sense of this kind of flexibility and fluidity in your hands. And this will remind us that when we touch ourselves, our bodies, our pelvis, we want to land softly with our whole hands, not just pokey with our fingertips. So soft hands like you're moving through water. And I want you to consider this idea of devotional touch or prayerful touch or reverent touch to your body. And just consider in your own mind, body, your mind-body complex, all of it. Think about it, feel it. What is the devotion or the prayer that you want to offer your body with your hands today, right now? So what do you want to give yourself right now? And think about it. And if you want to write it down, you're welcome to write it in the chat. I'd love to see what you want to offer yourself today, but some ideas to jog your mind are peace, maybe calm, maybe compassion, or tenderness, or health, or healing, or connection. So curious to know if anyone has something they'd like to offer their own body today. Oh, Healthy Veg Coach says serenity. That's beautiful. Serenity. I love that. So think of your own, feel your own devotion that you want to offer yourself today. And let's go ahead and begin now that our hands are soft and hopefully, you know, a little bit warm. Let's begin with our hip bone hold. So you're welcome to just lean back. I'm gonna sit up just so I can talk to you and you can hear me, but lean back if you have a setup like this, and just place your hands on your hips and just hold and just stay there. Just stay there and breathe. And we have gratitude, ease, grace. So just hold your own devotion that you're offering for yourself. Close your eyes and just be here and breathe. Three to 5 breaths. This is really just our landing point. If you're having a hard time connecting with your body right now, that's totally okay. This is just our starting place. Feel as if you're breathing down into your pelvic bowl, your hip bones. And just hold steady those deep, deep bones that are inside of you. One more deep breath. Now, super slowly and gently, if your eyes were closed, which I recommend, you can open them just for a moment, and we're gonna go back to the sacrum. So hands behind you like we talked about, and feel into that sacrum area, and just 5 or so little circles on the sacrum, just massaging in slow circles. Slow your touch. And then slow it even more. Breathing. Maybe one more circle. And then very slowly, slower than you ever thought was possible, release your hands from around your back and place them down on the front on your pubic bone. I'm gonna move just so you can see. Your hands are on the pubic bone. And if you are comfortable with this, you can even kind of scoop and cup around your pubic bone. That's totally fine. Close your eyes and just breathe. 3 to 5 slow, deep breaths. Prayerful, listening touch. Maybe one more deep breath. And now, slowly, slower than you ever thought you could go, just very gently and lovingly release your hands. And you're going to use your soft hands, whole hands, not just your pointy fingertips, on that low belly for the warming belly circles. So the low belly, we're just bringing circulation. Close your eyes, and that area between belly button and pubic bone, we're just circling. You can use one hand or both hands. If you need to pause and get your oil, this one is where a little drop or two of oil might be nice. Just rub the oil into your hands and really bring in whatever devotion you wanted to bring yourself today. Grace, ease, love, whatever it was. Infuse it into that oil with your intention. And then bring your hands back to that low belly area and just circling around. There's no rules. You don't have to go a certain direction or a certain number of times. We're just bringing some energy and blood flow. Breathing. Again, I'm sitting up just because so you can hear me, but reclined is really nice. Leaning back. So finish up your circles there. And now let's do our little sweeps where we go down from the hip spike, the front side piece of your pelvis, and you're going down toward your pubic bone and then lifting up toward your belly button. 3 to 5 times on each side. So choose one side at a time. Tune into your body. Take a minute with your hands on your belly and just feel into your pelvic area. And just ask yourself, what side do I want to start with? And maybe a side of your body will come to you. Like, you won't know why. You won't know why it said to start with that side, and that's okay. But follow the directions. Or maybe you won't get an answer at all. And in that case, you can just choose a side with your mind. That's okay. But choose a side. Let your body choose it or let your mind choose it. It doesn't matter. But choose one side. And we're going to do 3 to 5 times together right now. Karate chop hand. It's like you're scooping down the inside of your hip and then going straight up toward your belly button. Again, this is best reclined. And it's ideal if you're doing it on bare skin. I have to be modest, of course. So it's best if you're actually not doing it over your clothes. Closing your eyes, scooping down the inside of your hip and coming straight up toward your belly button on your chosen side. Just bringing blood flow and a little bit of lift to this area. Now slowly, slower than you ever thought you could go, just switch to the other side. So same exact thing, but on the other side. So karate chop hand, down the inside of your hips, scooping down the inside, and then coming straight up toward your belly button. Keep going. Breathing. Slow your touch and then slow it some more. Just place your hands on your belly for a moment and check in with your body. Take a breath down into that space. Just connect and feel. Now we're going to do my favorite, which is the womb lift. Even if you don't have a womb, even if you've had a hysterectomy, even if you don't have female internal organs, that's okay. You're still getting this beautiful, energetic, and physical lift of your tissues. So hands are together down toward at your pubic bone, and you're spreading up, kind of up and out, all the way up toward the bottom of your rib cage. Best done leaning back, close your eyes and breathe. Keep going. Depending on the position you're in, if you're leaning back, you may need to kind of trail up toward your bottom rib cage with your fingertips that's fine. If you're sitting up more on a chair, then you might be able to use more of your whole hands, your whole palms. It just depends on your position. Just feel that you're kind of dragging gently your skin along with your hands or your fingertips up, 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 and go slow. Whatever slowness you're doing, try to do your next one 20% slower than that. Feeling that lift. And just give me one more. Maybe pause for a moment at the top of your lift, where your hands are up, your fingertips are up close to your rib cage. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Next time you do this, if you were reclined and you want to try it sitting more upright next time, do that. Play around. Just feel that lift. And say, thank you, body. And then slowly, slower than you ever thought you could go, gently release your hands away from your skin and place both hands down on that womb space, on that space under your belly button. And I love to do a little heart. So my thumbs together and my fingertips together, just a little heart down low. And again, you can recline back and just breathe with your eyes closed. And this is our final position. It's just a little gentle womb area hold, little pelvic bowl hold. Gentle touch, breathing into that little heart that you have down on your pelvis. And this is really personal for you. I want you to just close with some gentle, loving prayer to your body, to your pelvis, to your womb. Just a little gentle, loving devotion, a little statement to yourself. And maybe you'll feel your cells of your organs, your tissues, your muscles, your bones, your marrow. Maybe you'll feel the cells of your body light up. Light up as you give yourself that loving devotional statement and that breath. Feeling your body from the inside. Just another moment here. And take one of your hands that was down low and place it up on your heart. And then just end with the most tiny, gentle nod of your chin toward your neck, just to close the practice and close this beautiful experience with yourself. Just a little nod. To say thank you. A little nod of reverence to your body, a nod of devotion to yourself. And then slowly, slower than you ever thought you could go, I want you to release gently your hands, open your eyes if they were closed, and that's it. It's funny, it's 11:44, and every day the practices have been 44 minutes long, or 40 or 44 minutes long. So, of course, you can go through that routine a little more quickly if you're doing it on your own. But if you have time, really when you're doing it, it doesn't take longer than 8 to 10 minutes if you're doing that whole pattern on your own without the extra instruction that I gave you at the beginning. It doesn't take long. And you certainly don't have to do this all the time or every day, but it can be a really nice practice to do, to just give yourself some love, some tenderness, some devotion, some care, and to feel the pelvic area and to especially feel that lift. So I'm really curious to know if anybody felt a lift, if anyone felt anything that they'd like to share. I'd love to see it in the chat. And while hopefully someone's getting something in there, I'm just going to scroll back and see if there is anything I need to catch in the comments. And I want to thank you so much all for joining me today. I see a lot of beautiful intentions people were bringing into their bodies, and all the incredible people that have joined. And if I missed anything at the beginning, just send me a DM and I'll catch your question later. But Layla says, so rejuvenating. And she said that her daughter participated a little bit. That's so amazing. If only all of us would learn these tools from a young age. Can you imagine how much stronger humans and stronger women we would be? And stronger, I mean, anybody, men, women, whatever gender, like, this is powerful stuff. Reclaiming yourself is powerful. Brown Recluse says, that was really fantastic. Felt some love toward myself for once. Oh, yes. I'm just feeling that for you. Thank you for sharing that. Chateau Pixie says, self-massage is awesome, really bringing attention to the self and the body within. So nice to slow things down. My whole self feels relaxed and ready to move on with peace, love, and gratitude. Namaste. Oh, thank you. The light in me honors the light in you. And Jeannie Lingelbach says, gentle tears for my self-love. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want these to be too long, so I'm just going to let it be. But if you are curious about this somatic work, if you're curious about reconnecting with your body, with yourself, for your pelvic health, among everything else. I mean, our pelvic health, it spills into all areas of our life. This work spills into all areas of our life. But I know that I happen to attract people with pelvic health challenges, and this can help your pelvic health. So if you're interested in more, remember that my collective membership just opened today. BrianneGrogan.com/collective. I think it's not a link in my profile yet, but I'll do that today. I'll make it a link in my profile, like a little thing in that link tree situation on Instagram. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, I'll put it in my video description. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining me, and I love you, and I hope you'll come back tomorrow. We have 2 more days of this, and we're going to be bringing in more movement the next 2 days. So it won't be anything intense. This is a Lazy Gals challenge. I want it gentle, easy, simple, fun, but we're going to bring in a little more movement. So if you just are joining now, then please catch the replay, and thank you again. Bye. Bye.